Okay, this is a second take because apparently I recorded with microphone the camera, and the thing is I got some quality sound now. Also, I got a screen, but yeah. So hello and welcome to my tiny room. Today it's story time. So you know that I'm a big waifu fan, and I'm very perverted as well. So today we have a small story on how I came into this. Ragnarok Online. It was one of my obsessions, but it's not that story today. Today's story is about how I came into contact with very lewd kind of material. We're talking about doujins, and in general, you get a hen, you get a tie. Hentai. So well, back when I was a kid, around I think I was around when it was 8, 9. So I used to share my room with my two brothers. Alright, we had a kind of big room. This is how I remember it. On the past, I was already a big anime fan. I was watching Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, The Knights of the Zodiac, Mazinger Z, Lamu. So I had a very good curriculum on anime because Spain is being always a country that supported anime. We are kind of friends with the Japanese in Spain. Kind of. But yeah, you know, growing in the 90s as a kid and liking these kind of things where horrible things happen by people who liked our style, everyone was thinking I was a potential serial murder. Yikes. So basically we had this big closet where we had clothes on it. Was little me. So my first contact with the art, I mean, I'm not even monetized, I can say hentai if I want. Behind all of her clothes and on the very bottom far reach of the closet, there was a black book. I've never seen that kind of black book before, and I saw it was a manga. But it wasn't that kind of manga. It was a compilation of doujins. As far as I remember, I think there was like a big Z or something like that on an X. The usual thing. There was no like cover art or anything like that. It was pretty mild, and I think I can understand why. As a kid, I found out this book, and I instantly fell amazed with it. What happened was, I will usually go and check the book from time to time when no one was around. I don't know why, but I did it because I thought because it was hidden. I was opening that black book, and I was like, interesting. The book was a compilation of 3 animes as far as I remember. There may be maybe more, but the most prevalent ones was Dragon Ball, Tenchi Muyo, and Oh My Goddess. But I was kind of interested in the Dragon Ball one because I was a kid. I already knew Oh My Goddess and also Tenchi Muyo because my brother had a big collection. I wasn't like playing with myself or anything like that. I was just curious about it. I liked it, and it renewed my passion for anime and manga. So that book was like my small pleasure to check on. And as far as I remember, it was a story before the Cell games. Goku and Chi-Chi, they were taking a bath together, and they were basically the pretext for making Goten. And there was even a small like thingy with Satan and his apprentice, and another one with Bulma and Vegeta making Trunks. But I was like, oh my god, I like this. What the fuck? What's wrong with me? That's the first doujin I ever read, and it was kind of curious, but I never got like that kind of sexual or waifu desire for Chi-Chi, Bulma, or the Apprentice of Satan, which I forgot her name. I mean, they heavily imply that she's only there for the looks, she's not actually like a real fighter. Coming along into my high school years, I will say there's another instance that I remember, and it was when my brother was in his own house. You know, it was around the mid 90s, late 90s, I would say late 90s. Yeah, late 90s, around 97, 98. I had the original PlayStation. Back in the day, there was no internet. And the internet that we have, it was carrying around our consoles in a backpack and go to our friends. So that was the only way to actually play multiplayer games. So I used to carry my PlayStation around and I used to bring it to my brother's house. Even when he was gone, I was there. So my brother, he had a full collection of hentai VHS and comics just right next to the telly. It was just right there. So obviously when he was gone, I was actually checking them out. You know, high school, I was I think around 11, 12. But it wasn't that interesting until I noticed that there was a certain comic with Aerith on the cover. It was a CG doujin. It featured Tifa, Aerith, and Yuffie. This kind of material, it didn't make me like wake up like my waifu lover persona that you see here, right now, in this timeline. In the end, I was kind of fed up with Final Fantasy VII, but then it made me get really interested back into the source material to play Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, that's my cloud. Piece of art. It looks more like a machete though. I didn't wake up into that kind of culture, but it was a head start. I mean, those hentai movies, they were actually the first time I just watched them. I never touched myself. I was just curious about it. I think it was like a very big head start. And then she came along, my first hentai love, the first waifu that I ever had. And I think when I selected her, it was like touching the sky. Like many early teenagers, I was obsessed with a certain card game. I am pretty sure that you heard this name before. I'm pretty sure. What the name of Yu-Gi-Oh tells you about? I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh. I was watching it like I had card game, I had my Kaiba decks. I was continuing my experience with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then she came along. And I was introduced to this scene. To this waifu. Yes. There she is. So I fell in love with her straight away. I started drawing her. I started doing a lot of things. And she woke me up. She woke me up as the man I am today. My first waifu. The Dark Magician Girl. And since then, I'm obsessed with her. Over here is peak waifu material. You just need to see. Long hair. Beautiful eyes. Beautiful proportions. Smile. That smile. The character design is flawless. She's sexy. Her clothes are very feminine. She was the peak. And she became my favorite. And then, this is how I found I was a man. A man who loved waifus. Because when you are presented to this in a very early stage in your life, how come that you cannot fall in love with her? Just look at her. She's everything that a man would want. And I mean, and Over the years, they actually released more types of Dark Magician girls, but for me, the original is so flawless. I can't compare her to any of the others. And the other designs are really good, but she's actually with the dress of the Gaga girl, which is a pseudo Dark Magician girl. But just look at her. Just look at her damn smile. Her proportionate feminine body. You can't compete with this. It's impossible. She broke my innocence and she made me her love slave. What the fuck? I mean, even through... There's a lot of good other Dark Magician girl designs, but still, this is nothing like her. She made me complete. Not the waifu master, because there is already a waifu master, and I think I can't compete with Maidel Cafe. I'm not even a Super Saiyan, but he's like Super Saiyan 3. There she is, my first waifu love, and not the last one. And I think maybe this is why I'm so obsessed with blondes and nice looking girls, because this is how I got presented into my beauty standards. And I think blonde girls are very nice. And I think maybe it's because I was born blonde as well, but... Anyways, this is my story, and I couldn't actually record more videos because my headset broke. So as you can see, it doesn't have its fancy lights anymore. And because I usually throw it around when I don't want it, I should treat my equipment with more dignity. But at least I got a blue ball. Blue ball, no snowball. Whoa, blue balls. I think I get in blue ball by waifus all the time. I think sometimes I might have a problem. If I ever find a cosplayer of the Dark Magician girl and I have an opportunity with her, I don't think I will actually fall in love with her. I think I'm just there because I want to use her as a proxy for the character. I think sometimes that might be a problem, but that's how I am. Deal with it. Everyone has their kinks, that is mine. Someday I will tell you more stories of my life, more funny stories, more interesting stories. I think this one was a bit of an interesting one, and I had to record it twice. So imagine my flatmates, what do they think when I'm telling this story twice? Maybe someday. I hope that you enjoyed my small tale. And remember, respect your waifus. Oh. But yeah. Do you want to say anything, Jan? I mean, even though Jan is my forbidden love. The real Jan, not this mock-off. But she didn't break me. I mean, come on. Look at her. She's so damn cute and pure. Thank you so much for listening to this fatso kind of review of story of how he got into the hen and the tie. Thank you very much. Take care, people, and don't forget, wash your hands, motherfucker. Bye! Roll credits.